Hello there, I'm Azaria Tagaya, and you're tuning into Nightline, news making the headlines. Embrace value of unity as nation's key asset, says Agong. And MRSM bullying case, 5 senior students detained. Good morning. 5 senior students from Maktab Rendah Sains Mara MRSM Balik Pulau in Pulau Pinang have been detained to assist in the investigation of a bullying case involving a Form 3 student which occurred last Thursday. The incident is believed to have taken place at 11 p.m. in the male restroom of Block B in the school premises, where a Form 3 student was allegedly beaten up for being late for the morning prayer. It is learnt that the victim suffered minor injuries from being punched and kicked by the group of students before he informed his father about the incident the next day. Southwest District Police Chief, Superintendent Kamarul Rizal Jenal, confirmed receiving the police report, and the arrests were made on the same day. Police investigation revealed that the 5 suspects also bullied 14 other victims on the same date between 11 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. at 3 different locations: the restroom, the luggage room and the seniors room in Block B. However, no reports have been made by the other victims so far. The investigation is still ongoing under the Penal Code for rioting. All Malaysians should make the value of unity as the major asset for the nation's future. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah said the people should also reduce differences among themselves by bridging the gaps of race and religion.
Kita harus kurangkan perbezaan di antara sesama kita sebagai rakyat Malaysia yang kita cintai ini. Dan kurangkan perbezaan, jurangkan perbezaan di antara setiap kaum dan setiap bangsa dan setiap agama.
Al-Sultan Abdullah said this when officiating the National Unity Week celebration at the Kuching waterfront in Sarawak on Sunday. At the same event, Al-Sultan Abdullah also launched a unity theme song that combines the various dialects in Malaysia, entitled Setia Perpaduan. Unity Week 2023, which will take place from May 20th to May 28th, will also be held in 15 locations across the country. With the theme of Unity in Diversity, the main objective is to foster the spirit of unity and spread knowledge, understanding and appreciation of the diversity of customs and cultures in the Malaysian community. Now, for geostrategist Professor Dr. Asmi Hassan, Malaysians from all walks of life coming together to celebrate the month-long Aidilfitri is testimony of the nation being able to reduce differences in the community, race and religion. He said that Malaysia has been recognized for its exceptional capability in minimizing disparities among its citizens and fostering social harmony.
As we demonstrated for the last 7 decades, not only the differences can be minimized, the friction can be minimized, but we celebrate our differences. I think that is the specialty of our society, of our population. For example, the last Hari Raya celebration, we celebrate for 30 days for the whole 1 month of Shawwal. And with the Rumah Terbuka, open houses, not only the Muslims celebrate it, but the whole Malaysian, whether you are Muslim or non-Muslim, you celebrate it together. That's how we celebrate our differences. And we should take heed what the Yang di-Pertuan Agong said, that try to minimize it, try to be more tolerable with each other, try to be understanding with each other. And as I said before, it has been 70 years ago we have made it. Up until today, why not? We continue it.
As for University Science Malaysia USM political analyst Professor Dr. Sivamurugan Pandian, the appreciation for diversity starts within the confines of homes, setting a solid foundation for a harmonious society.
How do we celebrate the diversity? Definitely, we are looking at the role of socialization agents, which includes family as the pillar, as the most important social structure agent. Second, we are looking at the educational institutions, regardless whether it is in school or universities. We're also looking at the role of media. We're also looking at the role of government agencies, and definitely the attitude set by the leaders as an exemplary to promote unity among the community or society. We're also looking at the access and also how to keep sense of belonging and inclusiveness among the society. And definitely, we have to protect what is stipulated in the Constitution and Rukun Negara.
Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zaid Hamidi on Sunday unveiled the Unity Government's 5 primary agendas in propelling development in Kedah. Although the agendas were not the coalition's manifesto, he stressed that the execution of the agendas would be greatly expedited if the state government is streamlined with the Madani government in the upcoming state election.
Tak perlu manifesto. Kita akan laksanakan. Itu janji kita. What we would like to translate is the implementations. What we have done is our commitment must be translated into action.
He was speaking to reporters after opening the state-level Unity Convention at Ampang Business Park. Datuk Sri Zaid said the agenda is comprised of empowering agricultural businesses, tahfiz schools, technical and vocational training, and resolving water woes, as well as improving internet connectivity in the rural areas in Kedah. He added that the long-term plans and measures will be rolled out by the federal government, no matter what the outcome of the upcoming state election. The use of mechanical spring scales will be abolished within a year and replaced with electronic ones. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub said the ministry would hold engagement sessions with industry players and enforcement agencies regarding the government's decision.
Laporan meteorologi di peringkat antarabangsa pun memang kita kena akui bahawa mesin yang menggunakan kaedah elektronik ini, maka ketepatannya tidak boleh dipertikaikan jika dibandingkan dengan mesin manual.
Speaking to the media after officiating the World Metrology Day celebration at IOI Mall Putrajaya on Sunday, he added that at present only 25% of traders are using electronic weighing scales nationwide. Datuk Sri Salahuddin said the ministry would also appoint several companies to supply the electronic weighing scales, and prior to fully implementing the use of electronic scales, the government will also pay attention to issues related to supply and the price of the device to give traders ample time to fall in line. The high level of discipline among Malaysian pilgrims, combined with Tabung Haji's excellent Hajj management record, has allowed Malaysia to continue to be selected to participate in the Mecca route program by the Saudi Arabian government. According to Malaysian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Datuk Wan Zaidi Wan Abdullah, the Mecca route program can save pilgrims up to 4 hours on departure and arrival.
Alhamdulillah, Malaysia telah dipilih sebagai salah satu daripada negara yang paling awal untuk dilaksanakan program ini, memberi kemudahan kemasukan para jemaah haji Malaysia ke Arab Saudi.
Earlier, the first batch of 284 Malaysian pilgrims for this year's Hajj season, who departed from KL International Airport at about 3 a.m, arrived at Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz International Airport at 7 a.m. local time on Sunday. Datuk Wan Zaidi said the arrival process went smoothly, with the pilgrims not having to wait long at the airport owing to the Mecca route. He added that the program better facilitates Malaysian pilgrims who arrive in Madinah and Jeddah, as passport matters are handled before leaving for their destination. In total, some 102 flights carrying 31,600 pilgrims will depart KLIA in stages, either to Madinah or Mecca, with the last flight of the Hajj season this time around leaving on June 21st. The world is beset with numerous crises, conflicts and turmoil, from climate change and disasters, depletion of natural resources, as well as various societal problems such as poverty, violence and gender inequality. To tackle these issues, there is a growing need for more people to be involved in activism, not just to raise awareness on key issues, but also to drive social change and advocate the rights of the voiceless. Nightline's Alif Yunus has the story.
Activism is a powerful tool as it can shift public attention to critical issues as well as promote engagement and intervention in the community. Whether it is to save the environment or protect animals from abuse, any action, whether big or small, could make a difference, especially for the next generation. In Malaysia, the public's involvement in activism and social movements is steadily growing, as more people want to take up a cause to make the country a better place. For Greenpeace Southeast Asia Regional Campaign Strategist, in Kia Chun, it is important to use creative ways to get the people to be more engaged in any social causes. He highlighted the power of art in conveying important messages and inspiring activism to combat environmental issues, as evidenced by Greenpeace art exhibition, Haze Coming Soon.
We highlight the haze issue because this is because like the Jerobo, the haze problem that happened for many years. So it's time for us to ask governments to take actions and how to do it. So that is why we work closely with a few artists. We release a video, we release a group of like many, put up some mural so that we can use a creative way and use a simple way to deliver the issue so that more people it can launch a larger audience and more people can take actions together with us.
By involving the public in the creation and display of art, Greenpeace hopes to inspire a collective action against environmental issues like haze pollution. As for Persatuan Haiwan Terbiar Malaysia, SAFM President Kalaivanan Ravichandran, one of the biggest barriers in getting people to be involved in activism for animal welfare is time management and financial constraints. With most people having to juggle work and personal commitments, finding time to volunteer for social causes can be a major challenge. He also pointed out that it is not necessary for anyone to get involved in activism by making large donations, as even small contributions can have a significant impact when put together.
The thing is about interest, all right? So the family interest, even if they want to involve, but the family members not allowed. So they have to tell that the importance of animal welfare is not only based on the NGO or any jabatan. It's about all of us.
From signing petitions to creating arts, activism can take many forms, and each individual action counts in creating a collective effort to combat pressing issues and promoting positive change in society. Alif Yunus, TV3.
At least a dozen dead after stampede at El Salvador Stadium. News from the foreign front when we return. The incident occurred during a match between local teams Alianza and the Santa Ana-based team FAS at the Cuscatlan Stadium before the match was suspended due to the crush. The stampede apparently started after a large number of fans tried to enter the venue after the gates had been closed, causing people to crowd together. According to authorities, 7 men and 2 women were among the dead, with all the victims over the age of 18, while about 100 people in serious condition were taken to hospital. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele had described the event as unprecedented, saying an exhaustive investigation would be launched and those responsible would be punished. A shootout at a car show in northern Mexico's Baja California has left at least 10 dead and another 9 injured on Saturday. According to authorities, the attack took place during an all-terrain car racing show in the San Vicente area of the city of Ensenada. It was reported that a group of men with long guns began shooting at participants after they got out of a pickup truck at about 2:18 p.m. local time. Officials said the injured victims have received emergency care and have been placed to hospitals in the city. Meanwhile, a special group to investigate the shooting is underway to identify the killers and determine the motives behind the shooting. Rishi Sunak on Sunday said China poses the biggest challenge to global security and prosperity with the means and intent to reshape the world order. The British Prime Minister claimed that the country is increasingly authoritarian at home and assertive abroad, saying Britain and other group of 7 G7 countries would pursue a common approach to reduce the challenges posed by China. Sunak added that the leaders of the G7 are taking steps to prevent Beijing from using economic coercion to interfere in the sovereign affairs of others. It was understood that the statement from the G7 nations referred to the de-risking rather than the decoupling from the relationship with China, amid warnings from France that the summit should not be seen as being anti-Beijing. Tensions have risen as China has become increasingly assertive about the self-governed island, which Beijing claims as its own. Now, badminton and the 2023 Sudirman Cup. China picked up their 13th Sudirman title after defeating South Korea 3-0 in the final in Suzhou on Sunday. China picked up their first point when Shi Yuqi outplayed An Se-young in the men's singles event. Shi was at his best as he secured a 21-13, 21-17 win. China mixed duo Zheng Ziwei, Huang Yaqiong put their team in the driving seat as they defeated South Korea's Seo Seung-jae, Chae Yu-jung. Zheng and Huang lost the opening game but pulled it back in a tense point-for-point second game to eventually triumph 18-21, 22-20, 21-8. Chen Yufei defeated world number 2 An Se Young 21-16, 22-20 in the women's singles to seal victory, prompting the packed stadium to erupt in cheers and the entire Chinese team to rush onto the court to dance in a circle. Turning to football now, the English Premier League, Manchester City were crowned champions for the third season in a row after its closest rivals, Arsenal, suffered a humiliating 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest. City were confirmed as champions for the 5th time in 6 seasons without even having to kick a ball. Arsenal, who enjoyed an 8-point lead over City as recently as mid-March, needed at least a point to stay mathematically in the hunt. However, Mikel Arteta's men squandered several chances to allow Forest to take a valuable 3 points, presenting the trophy to City.
Today, it's just sadness. You know, you see a lot of people, they put everything, they put so much work, so much belief, so much hours, and I'm sad. I'm sad for them because we wanted to find a way and squeeze everything that we had in that group and find other alternatives.
It is City's 7th league crown since they were bought by Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan in 2008, and they are now just 2 wins away from completing a treble, only previously achieved by Manchester United in 1999. City will face United in the FA Cup final on June 3rd and a week later take on Inter Milan in the Champions League final, starting as big favourites in both games. Coming up after the break, Babysitter pleads guilty to negligence. Don't go away. Now, the Education Ministry has given its assurance that repairs will be carried out immediately on the 36 schools in the Klang Valley that were damaged during last Friday's thunderstorm. The ministry in a statement on Sunday said there were 27 affected schools in Kuala Lumpur and 9 in Selangor. The ministry said the Federal Territory and Selangor Education Department, along with Education District officers, will carry out further assessment of the damage. This will be done with assistance from the Public Works Department, which will then submit an accompanying evaluation report that details the cost estimation to the Education Ministry. The distribution of maintenance provisions for the purpose of repairing the damage will be channelled immediately to the Education Department in both the Federal Territories and Selangor. The repair and cleaning work will then be carried out with immediate effect to enable enable learning and teaching sessions to continue without any interference. Earlier, it was reported that the storm on Friday evening had torn off the roofs of several schools, while reports of falling trees also left damage to some of the buildings. In Johor, a babysitter of a nursery pleaded guilty at the Johor Bahru Sessions Court to 2 charges of being negligent that could lead to the physical injuries to 2 babies earlier this month. 28-year-old Nurul Shahira Ashikin Sulaiman made the plea after the charges were read in front of Judge Datuk Wan Zaidi Cik Wan Ibrahim. However, the court set August 2nd to present the facts of the case and sentencing. She was accused of committing the offences while babysitting an 11-month-old baby girl and a 9-month-old baby boy at Taman Mutiara Rini in Johor Bahru in March. Nurul Shahira was charged under the Child Act 2001, which carries a penalty of a fine of up to 50,000 ringgit or a maximum jail term of 20 years or both upon conviction. The court then set bail at 8,000 ringgit for each offence with 1 surety, with the additional stipulation of handing over her passport to the court and that she would not harass the victims and the witnesses of the case. In Pahang, police arrested a man and seized 450 kilograms of katum leaves in Kampung Seberang Jelai, Kuala Lipis on Sunday, the biggest seizure of katum leaves in the district. Lipis District Police Chief Superintendent Azli Muhammad Noor said the 33-year-old self-employed suspect was detained at 6:45 a.m. Besides the katum leaves, 400 bottles of black liquid were also confiscated, believed to be cough mixture containing codeine. The suspect is believed to have obtained all of the items from Sikh Kedah. Police also confiscated a machete and 550 ringgit in cash. The value of the entire seizure was 11,050 ringgit. The suspect, who has 10 previous criminal records, will be remanded on Monday to assist in the investigations. That's it for Nightline. Take a look at China's Air Force aerobatics team performing its first test flight ahead of the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition, or Lima 2023. I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thanks for watching and have a productive week ahead.